Director Zack Snyder first bursted onto the scene in 2004 when he decided to remake George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. It was ultimately an overnight success. Critics and audiences alike really enjoyed the film. Love him or hate him, it's clear as daylight this man was ready for the big leagues. The rest of the world were standing by and waiting to see what next big project he was going to take on. To me, Zack Snyder is one of those directors that's most talked about, one of those most talked about names around the comic book community, pulp culture and entertainment alike, and for good reasons. He's not controversial. He's got all the support he needs as far as like a fan base goes. You root for the guy. He hasn't really made a bad film. It's usually the people behind the scenes that are screwing him over. I would say Snyder is in that category I like to call nerdiest directors, but he's not alone. No. I would put J.J. Abrams in there. In 2010, Zack Snyder was hired at Warner Brothers to start a revolution, so to speak. I think they gave him the keys to the kingdom. His first project, it was 2013, Man of Steel, which a very anticipated film. At that time, I wasn't as big into comic books as I am today. Me personally, I wanted to see a sequel that would surpass Man of Steel. Unfortunately, a lot of interference got in the way. It was one of the best decisions Warner Brothers has ever done on hiring Zack Snyder and the hiring of Henry Cavill. Zack Snyder went ahead and continued on his comic book blueprint and giving us Batman v Superman. Huge film. A lot of fans just ate that shit up. Now that I look back, it was cool for its time. It wasn't earned. Looking at the big picture, it took a shortcut to get here. I don't know if it was the higher ups saying that we need to compete with Marvel and we need to do it ASAP. Ben Affleck as Batman, Bruce Wayne. Justice League came along. He never got that time to shine, so to speak. I think it was time for Zack Snyder to step away and evolve, to move on. Negotiations with Netflix. So he put out a couple films. One being his first project was, I believe, Army of the Dead, a film called Rebel Moon, which was his version of a Star Wars story. A lot of people, like myself, did not enjoy it. There's no denying Zack Snyder is a very talented director. He has a knack for storytelling, and it just goes to show that he is a man that ought to be respected and demand your attention. So my question for you folks out there is, do you have a favorite Zack Snyder film? Let me know in those comments. Do consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. Welcome. I discuss all things films here, television and more. So if you guys have any requests, drop them in the video comment section down below. I'll see you guys very soon. Got more content on the way. Bye-bye.